I'm very sorry to say that even though I did know that Ubud has become a very touristy place over the years, I honestly did not expect it to be that bad. After 2 amazing weeks in Canggu, I made my way to Ubud, the cultural and spiritual capital of Bali, the land of green lush rice fields, beautiful Balinese architecture, and the land of tourism. Shit, there is a Starbucks in Ubud, no. Thanks to social media, hype on Bali is very much real. Tourism industry in Bali is booming, and Ubud is the best example of that. So in this video, I'm going to show you my first impression coming back to Ubud after 3 years and give you my honest opinion on whether Ubud is still a place worth visiting or did it lose its charm for good. I made it to Ubud. Welcome to the new Casa de Ubud. So you walk in and this is basically what you see. The bed is here. I pulled out this mosquito net yesterday because there was a huge lizard chilling right there. A little couch area, fridge, TV, a lot of my shit. And the bathroom with a huge bathtub. And basically the rice paddy. It's a little gloomy now, but I'm gonna show you the view when the weather gets a little nicer because it really is spectacular. It's a very like Ubud-y view. Like that's what you want to see in Ubud, rice fields. So you can basically swim in the pool and look at the rice paddy. So after unpacking and getting some use of that awesome pool, I decided it was time to explore the town. And that's when I realized that Ubud was not necessarily what I remembered it to be. It was just way more crowded than I remembered. There were more shops, more of those trendy cafes and not so trendy, trashy tourist places. There was just too much of everything and too many people for a town of that size. I know it might sound a little dramatic, but I almost felt like I couldn't really see the real Ubud anymore because of all that noise. Don't get me wrong, Ubud is still a beautiful place, but coming back after a couple of years just made me realize how much this place has changed. Ubud actually feels way more touristy to me than Canggu did, and Canggu was already quite touristy. So this is like very intense. I've been walking for like 5 minutes, and during these 5 minutes, I'm walking on the main street though, but still, during these 5 minutes, I'm not exaggerating, I was stopped like, I don't know, maybe like 8 times or something by people who are basically offering anything from like boat tours to motorbikes. And I'm like literally just walking and minding my own business, so I don't really look like I know where I'm going, so I don't really look like someone who's searching. Oh my god, shit, there is a Starbucks in Ubud, no way. Since I talked to you, it's been like 2 minutes and I swear I've been offered like literally 100 more things. People are like literally jumping in front of me with their like boards saying taxi to wherever. And it's really so intense. Like I honestly don't remember it being that intense, but on the other hand, for Bali, I think 3 years is quite a long time. It is very possible that in these 3 years Bali became even more touristy. There are even more people here than it used to be. Okay, it's here. And now I kind of understand those people who are like, oh, Canggu's not the same anymore. 4 years ago it used to be the shit and now it's so crowded. And now I really understand it. Being here in Ubud, it almost feels like amusement park, you know, like a tourist amusement park. There's so many people and it... Oh, okay, I know I've been here for half a day, maybe I'm just tired and being negative, but I honestly feel like Ubud did lose a little bit of its charm. Then I got myself some nasi goreng, which is Indonesian style fried rice, and there is no problem that nasi goreng cannot fix for me. So I immediately felt a little less grumpy and I ended up walking around the town that evening, and I did actually find some areas that were a little bit more peaceful and quiet and there are just not as many people around. I just want to say one thing. I think it's important to keep in mind that what I've seen today, what I've shown you today, it is not representation of all of Ubud. This is a representation of the very central part of Ubud. There are obviously tons of beautiful places here that are maybe more outside of the city. The next day my friend joined me and we were ready to get outside of the city and explore a different side of Ubud. The culture, architecture, and the spirituality that Ubud is famous for are definitely big reasons why so many people visit this place. But for me, the best part of Ubud is hands down the nature. So that morning we decided to do the Campuhan Ridge Walk, which is a very well-known hiking trail close to the central area of Ubud. And the walk is absolutely beautiful and it's definitely worth to do it. But here again, you cannot count on being alone. This is Bali for you. Every 5 meters you have people taking pictures. You should definitely not count on being alone. I mean, maybe if you come early in the morning, but I bet there are tons of people coming early in the morning anyways. Yeah, that's just Bali. Reality. So that's why the trick is to just continue walking basically straight after you finish the 2-kilometer walk, and that's where it gets less crowded and you get to see some pretty amazing views of rice fields. A huge pro tip: when you're done with the walk, don't stop, don't turn around, just continue straight, because that is like even more beautiful than the walk itself, I would say. So we decided to chill for a little bit at this little restaurant and we just ordered some coconuts. So this is like definitely why you come to Ubud. You don't really come here to see the crowded main street. You come here for the rice fields, for the jungle, and the nature is just so green and lush here. It's honestly like another level. It is obviously very different to Canggu. I don't think anyone would come up with the idea to come to Bali and only stay by the coast. But if you came up with this idea, don't do it. At the end of the day, if I would have to choose, like, I do prefer Canggu because I love the ocean, but this is like definitely a must-see as well because it is very, very different. The vibes and everything is so different here. The plan for right now is that we're gonna head back home. We're gonna do a quick workout and then we're gonna go for lunch at the same place we went to yesterday actually, but I haven't filmed it. So I'm gonna show you today. I really liked it. It's basically like a very simple, traditional Indonesian warung. The food has arrived. Sort of like spring rolls with cheese, and this is like what do they call it? Like croquettes?
Croquette, yeah. I think it's like potato inside and
yeah. And this is the main dish, and it's called nasi campur, and we got the vegetarian option. So it's basically just some steamed rice and like different like vegetables, and they always add some like chips on the side in Indonesia. So did Ubud lose its charm? Yes, unfortunately, at least some of it. But is it still a place worth visiting? Absolutely. Ubud and especially the areas surrounding Ubud are still incredible, beautiful, and it's definitely not a place you can miss. However, if you choose to come to Ubud, you should definitely know that it's not all paradise like it seems on social media. Ubud was and still is a very beautiful place, but unfortunately tourism has been taking its toll on it. It made me think a lot about my own responsibility as a tourist, coming to this beautiful place, sharing it with people on the internet. I definitely want to be better at remembering to choose the local businesses instead of the chains, respecting the nature and making sure that I don't leave anything behind me. And if you're coming to Ubud, you should definitely know that you're not going to be the only one doing that sunrise hike at Campuhan Ridge Walk. But if you keep an open mind and go off the beaten paths, there's still a whole lot of beauty to look forward to.